Hi, I'm Darren Starwin, and I love supporting you in claiming your power, the power of love. And today's message is why I'm not giving up on surrendering. I think you'll find this one interesting and enjoy it. You know, there's a lot of people that I spend time with that are kind of in my circle that consider themselves to be conscious human beings, or they're working on becoming more conscious human beings. You know, a lot of the people I know love to go to meditation groups, go to yoga classes, try to treat other humans with respect, or try to look at their own stuff and not react and lash out at other people, try to think of ways to make the world a better place, trying to eat a better diet, loving the environment and trying to help the causes they believe in. I mean, the whole gamut like that. I think you know what I'm talking about. So these are what I'm going to call the conscious human beings, the people on that consciousness movement. Sometimes you can call it the ascension movement, which I'll talk about in some of the other messages here. And so for those of us who are in this, and if you consider yourself to be somewhat that type of person, then I think you'll find this very relevant. We are often called upon to surrender. And the fact that it is not easy is why it takes surrender. I want to give you a few examples. Let's say you just came back from your yoga class and you had a beautiful deep yoga class and you meditated and you worked your body out. You did a lot of conscious breathing, you breathed in the light, or maybe you just came back from a meditation retreat where you had a whole days at a time of just purifying yourself, purifying your mind, or you just did a great service project and did your volunteer work, or you spent time with your kid giving lots of love, whatever it is, and you're just feeling really peaceful and good and really good about yourself. And then you go spend time with your family. You know, there's an old saying, if you think you're enlightened, go spend time with your family, and then you'll see how enlightened you really are. Especially when you go home for the holidays or something like that. And then you have to surrender. Then all those things may not seem quite so apparent to you anymore. Okay, what's another way? Another way would be, you just came out of the spiritual meeting, you've been meditating, you've been feeling really good, walking down the street as you get out of your yoga class, and this particularly scary looking homeless person comes up to you and says, "Hey, can I have some money?" And you feel yourself recoiling in sort of disgusted fear. And you're looking at yourself going, no, I don't want to feel this way. I have all this universal love in my heart. But you feel that way anyway. Yeah, it's not so easy to surrender when you have those kind of reactions. What's another way? Well, how about this? You did whatever activity you just did. You've really been working on yourself. You've really been remembering your breath. You've been kind to people. You went and helped your aging parent who has Alzheimer's. You went to your meditation retreat. You're feeling really good. You drive home. Your intimate partner is there, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever the case is. And that person just happens to say something that really pushes your buttons. And you find yourself just lashing out at them. And some part of you is going, oh my God, I just did all that meditation and here I am just saying all this stuff. And you helplessly watch yourself as you just say things that are defensive or attacking or deflecting. And you just can't stop because that button was pushed. Yeah, surrender isn't really that easy at those moments, is it? Okay, I'll give you one more. And this is the trump card. This is the one that's the hardest one. Now, I don't know what your political leanings are that you're watching this video now, but I'm just going to speak to those people who consider themselves progressive, kind of liberal thinkers, social justice people, who are appalled at what they see President Trump doing. Everything he seems to do seems to go against your values, and you are really angry, upset, afraid. Where's this country going? But anyway, that day, President Trump does something particularly objectionable. He does something to let oil be drilled for on some national forest, or he authorizes a new war, or something that gets you just so livid or so upset. And then somebody comes up to you and says, President Trump has God within him too. Why don't you say namaste and just see the God within President Trump? And you look at Trump on a picture or a newspaper, and it is so hard to surrender and see the God in him, even though your higher self knows that you should be able to do that. There's this phrase that I learned in India called namaste. And namaste literally means, I bow to the God within you. I see the God within you and I honor the God within you. And yeah, when you're at a spiritual retreat or you're with all your conscious buddies, it's really fun to say namaste. But can you look at President Trump and say namaste and really mean it from the bottom of your heart? I bow to that God within you. Well, you have to really know how to surrender to do that. Well, listen, the only reason I came up with all these examples is because I've been through every one of them myself. I know what it's like to face those and to feel like, oh my God, I give up. I just can't surrender. I just can't surrender. I just give up. And then finally I realized, wait a minute, I just said I give up. Isn't that the same as surrender? I'm giving up because I can't surrender. And that must be some kind of surrender. So maybe I am surrendering. Hey, maybe it's working. And I'll tell you something else I've learned is that every experience I have has the seeds of great value in it. So yes, I can't always stop myself from reacting, and you probably can't either. I don't think any of us are able to totally avoid being triggered sometimes, or having judgment sometimes, or going into fear sometimes. So what I have figured out is that surrender is not about that you're in such a high and mighty place that you never have those reactions. Surrender is that you accept those experiences. You don't reject your own experience. So even when you feel triggered, even when you see vitriol coming out of your mouth toward your partner after you've been meditating for 4 days at a retreat or something, you just simply accept that experience for value, for the value that's in it. And this is a very powerful spiritual practice. Just whatever you experience, it's a form of mindfulness. You just be with what is. And that legitimately qualifies as being surrendered. It's pretty cool. Now in the next video, I'm going to tell you some more about this principle of accepting for value. Accepting for value really means that you accept something that may seem objectionable or seem negative, and by embracing and accepting it, you find the hidden jewel that's within it that can really enrich your life and take you higher. It's an amazing art. Something they should have taught us in kindergarten. So I'm really grateful for your attention, your interest. Thank you so much, and talk to you next time.